Together we can create change. I really want to focus on this word together. Surveys show that most people, when it comes to social services, highly value the ability to be involved in decision-making processes. But unfortunately, not everybody feels that way. According to a public services report, this graph here shows the percentage of people benefiting from various healthcare services who would like to feel more involved in these services than they currently do. Co-production is the practice of involving clients more in the design and delivery of services that they're meant to benefit from. Co-production can improve social and economic well-being and is applicable to a lot of fields of work and to the community. The goal of co-production is to help everybody achieve goals for positive change together. By sharing effort and power among big corporations and the people that the corporations are meant to serve, co-production aims to benefit and involve all of us to improve social services. I want to give you a brief overview of co-production today by speaking first about how co-production works, second about the benefits of co-production, and third about the risks of co-production. Together we can work to create positive change for both individuals, communities, and the nation. So how does co-production work? Well, Matthew Home and Tom Shirley define co-production in a public service report that they did as a partnership between citizens and public services to achieve a valued outcome. So citizens are empowered to contribute more of their own resources, such as knowledge, time, and effort, and they also become more involved in these services and gain more power in them. So co-production is broken down into 4 subcategories. The first of these is co-design, for example, of policies and services. The second is co-decision making, for example, about resource allocation. The third is co-delivery of services, and the fourth is co-evaluation of services. And co-production also is based upon 4 principles on which it functions. Equability, because everybody has assets. Diversity, because it's important to consider multiple points of view. Accessibility, because services should be equally and easily attainable to everybody. And reciprocity, because all who contribute should both give and receive. So what are the benefits of co-production? Well, co-production is actually predictive of a lot of really positive outcomes. For example, in the public services report that I mentioned earlier, they explored self-care programs for chronically ill patients, and these self-care programs, which were created and delivered through co-productive methods, reduced hospital visits, reduced hospital admissions, and also these programs pay for themselves because they save a lot of costs through those reductions. The self-care programs also had really positive effects on the client personal sense of strength, interpersonal relationship, and decreased depression rates among the clients. Co-production has also been implemented over in European countries, and one example of that includes the Scottish Co-Production Network, which listed lots of co-production prevention intervention methods that successfully tackled various issues, including housing, healthcare, and reducing crime rates. Co-production also really significantly impacts our economic well-being. For example, as you can see here, co-production can improve the economic well-being because of both reduced costs and benefits outweigh costs. And this right here is an example about how various interventions reduced crime rates among at-risk youth. And in reducing these crime rates, cost was effectively reduced, and this also positively impacts both personal and community well-being. Studies also show, as I've mentioned, that co-production and intervention has a lot of positive impact, and one example of this includes the Ilott Stevenson project, which was an urban renewal project in a neighborhood where there was a plot of land that, although it was popular for housing, it was described as a problematic zone. And so a co-productive method was used to bring together community members, policymakers, and architects to decide what to do with this land and to do this together. In the end, this partnership was actually a really important opportunity for public participation and expression, and together all these people actually reduced housing costs and made housing more accessible. So what are the risks of co-production? Well, this visual right here compares the most commonly noted risks and benefits of co-production, because benefits do usually come with risks, and the redistribution of power is a really careful balancing act for various reasons, including the fact that cost control becomes more difficult when you start involving clients. Also, not all people are physically, mentally, or economically able to contribute. And lastly, the most appropriate management styles for co-production are still relatively unexplored, and co-production depends a lot upon quick learning. Also, co-production is still a pretty loosely defined term, and therefore it's probably also not implemented the same everywhere. The Social Care Institute for Excellence looked at the word co-production and how it's perceived among a lot of people, including policymakers and clients, and they received mixed reviews, including one person who said that co-production is made to make clients feel that they're being listened to and involved, when in reality, big corporations are just trying to tick off boxes because they're required to do these things and not because honest effort is being made to value client opinion. So although today has only been a brief overview of co-production, I hope you've learned more about how this method can be beneficial for improving social services. Co-production is a collaborative method combining the efforts of service providers, designers, and receivers. Co-production has improved economic and social well-being, but co-production is still pretty loosely defined and may not be best suited for everybody due to certain risks. Co-production is a practice that you can consider every day of your life, both professionally and personally, when it comes to making changes. Do you think that co-production could be beneficial for what you want to change in the future?